So today is the official kickoff of the Illinois 300 race weekend. Folks will be heading to the Worldwide Technology Raceway to watch their favorite NASCAR drivers take on that track. Michael McDowell will be racing in the Cup Series, and in an interview, he says he's been preparing and he's ready. Okay, so Michael, let's get straight into you. You have been in the industry of racing in all things, starting at 3 years old when you were racing in the BMX events. You went on to do kart racing as well at the age of 8, haven't stopped racing since. So talk to me a little bit about the love of racing for you, and if going to become a NASCAR Cup Series driver has always been in your cards.
Yeah, so, I think it kind of happened naturally. We started, just doing some fun events when I was a kid. And, that turned into a competitive drive and that turned into more and more opportunities to go race. And so I would say by the time I was 10, 11 years old, I sort of knew that I wanted to be a race car driver. I wouldn't necessarily say that it was decided whether that would be NASCAR or any other, form of motorsports, but it's the dream that I've been chasing, since I was a little kid. And yeah, it's pretty wild to think about now. I've been in the sport a long time, but yeah, I've been racing my entire life every weekend, from the time I was 5 years old until now. I've been at a racetrack, and so it's a lifetime commitment for sure.
You remind me of when I was a kid. I used to have my brother's bike, I don't know, a mongoose, and I used to ride it around. I'm like, I'm going to be a race car driver, but then I fell, and I'm like, oh, well, no, I'm not. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do that. So it does definitely, some of those dreams, it does start as a kid, and then, like you, some and other people, that dream becomes reality. And let's talk about the Illinois 300 race weekend. This track is a little bit different from others in the circuit. I
Yeah.
talked to Kyle Busch about how it's egg-shaped and different turns. What do you see to be a challenge with this one versus maybe even the Daytona 500 race, which you won back in 2021?
Yeah, I think that it's very unique. There's a lot of racetracks that we go to that you can compare to other racetracks that you go, oh, Charlotte's, similar to Kansas, or Daytona similar to Talladega. There's nothing similar to a Worldwide Technology Raceway. It's very unique in its design and its layout and configuration. And so being that we only go there once a year, there's not a big notebook on, this is what you need to do and the setup you need to bring. So I think it's always evolving.
When you say that there's not a notebook to tell you or instructions and tell you, hey, this is what you need to do, how does that pose you and your team to change how you prepare for a race like this one?
Well, we have been there the last 2 years, and so we do have some notes, but your setup and your development is constantly evolving, and so it really takes a team of people to understand where our car's at currently compared to last year, and how do we apply it each and every week. And so that's the fun part about it. The fun part is trying to get it right and trying to get all the right pieces in the right spot. But having a team of engineers and people to do that is fun.
Yeah, yeah. And then, like you said, it takes a team effort, not just the driver, but from the engineers to the pit crew. Everyone is involved to make sure that their driver is successful and gets it to victory lane for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a
Yeah.
completely team effort.
Yeah. And you're going to be in the middle of St. Louis, Missouri, and then Illinois. What are you excited about the weekend in general, just coming down to these parts and hanging out with both Missouri folks and Illinois folks?
Yeah, I think it's a fun, spot for us just because we have so many fans in the Midwest, and there's, we touch areas, but without having the Chicago, you got the Chicago Street Race coming up, right? And so, yeah, it's in Illinois, but it's on the other side of Illinois, right? And we got Iowa coming up. And so, I feel like this year, in the last 2 years, the Midwest is getting full representation. So it's fun to have a lot of fans out there. It's kind of the beginning of summer for everybody. Kids are out of school. a family friendly thing to come out and enjoy the racetrack and kick it off right.
Yeah, for sure. And then, of course, the Midwest fans are the best fans. We would just put that out there as well, Michael. Awesome.
Thanks for watching. Stick around by subscribing today and don't miss a single video.